Hello everyone. Today I want to share 10 things to know about using Christian Light's homeschool record keeping and diploma program called Christian Light Academy at the elementary level. I'm a homeschool parent whose elementary age children have been enrolled for a couple years, and although I can't speak much to the high school aspect of this program, I hope I can be a help to those considering Christian Light Academy for their elementary children. Here are the top 10 things to know. Number 1. Christian Light Academy provides official, permanent records of your child's education. Christian Light Academy is essentially an accredited record-keeping program. As the parent, you still do all the teaching and grading and make the decisions about what your child learns. You get the benefits of official records while maintaining your autonomy as a homeschool family. The Academy is not an online program, hybrid program, or an umbrella school, so you still must follow the homeschool laws in your state. Through the Academy, you'll receive record keeping by the means of quarterly report cards and transcripts, as well as academic advising, accreditation, a diploma if you continue through high school, as well as a few other benefits that I'll discuss later. Number 2. You need at least 3 CLE subjects to enroll. You do not need to use all CLE to be part of the Academy, but you do need at least 3 CLE subjects. You also need to submit grades for CLE subjects, which means you cannot skip quizzes and tests. Final light unit grades are submitted quarterly by using a form they provide. Don't let this deter you because you don't have to worry about your child failing. CLE has a well-defined plan outlined in their Academy handbook for children who test low. The plan tells you when to assign remedial work, alternate tests, and even when it's necessary to repeat the light unit for struggling students. It also tells you how to adjust their grades accordingly. As long as you follow the guide, your child will pass, so grades are not something to stress over. Number 3. Your children are free to work at their own level and their own pace. It's completely acceptable if your children are working at a different level than their stated grade level. CLE has placement tests and they want you to use them. If your 4th grader is doing 3rd grade math, it's fine. If he or she can only complete 8 light units during the school year instead of 10, that's fine. They want your child to be progressing, not hitting a certain grade level or going at a certain speed. So don't think your child has to keep up with a certain pace in order to enroll. Children are free to work at their own level and move ahead when they are ready. Number 4. You can use other publishers that you choose. CLE allows you to use curriculum from other publishers as long as you submit a course proposal and it's approved. At the elementary level, every course proposal I've ever submitted has been approved. They become more particular in high school because students are earning credits toward a diploma, but they are very open in elementary school. I've had courses approved for Becca, Memoria Press, Master Books, Rod and Staff, Mystery of History, and Journey Homeschool Academy. I've also heard of them approving Christian Liberty Press, BJU, Life Pack, and others. It's unlikely you'll have a course rejected at the elementary level. If the publisher has assessments, you will likely need to use them. For these courses, you'll divide the course into 5 or 10 units, so you'll submit 5 or 10 scores. For courses that do not have assessments, like literature-based programs, family-style subjects, and activity-based subjects, you simply submit estimated hours instead of scores. And yes, you can use family-style subjects and teach your children together for content-based subjects like history, science, and Bible if you choose. Number 5. All kinds of learning counts. You can list on your child's report card all kinds of learning, whether or not it occurs through books. You can include non-academic activities like art, music, physical education, reading enrichment, volunteer work, co-op, field trips, and anything else that you consider education that you want part of your child's records. For these activities, you simply submit a course proposal and then track hours. So whether your child is taking horseback riding lessons or learning woodworking from their uncle, you can list these as activity-based courses. I love this about Christian Light Academy because so much learning occurs outside of books. It's fantastic that they have a way for kids to get credit for all kinds of learning. Number 6, you have the freedom to make mid-year changes. What if the curriculum you choose is not a good fit? Do you have to suffer through it all year because CLE approved it? No, you don't. I've made a mid-year curriculum switch and it was not a problem. You just let your advisor know and submit a new course proposal for the new course. The report card may simply read that you did Course A for quarters 1 and 2, with the hours or grades you submitted, then Course B for quarters 3 and 4. Your child still gets credit for what he or she did in both courses, and it looks nice and tidy on the report card. You can add a new course or activity at any time of the year. I feel using the Academy helps me to be more careful about our planning, so I'm much less likely to change my mind. But if something simply doesn't work out, you are free to change it. Number 7, you'll have an academic counselor assigned to your family. As a Christian Light Academy family, you'll have your own academic counselor who truly understands homeschooling and is on your side. Some may frown upon the idea of a third-party advisor. After all, part of the reason we're homeschooling is to do things the way we feel is best, and not to follow what someone else thinks is best for our family. But let me remind you that there are several Bible verses that talk about the wisdom in seeking counsel. For example, Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14 says, "Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety." The Bible teaches that seeking input from others helps to ensure success, stability, and wisdom in decision-making. This is the opposite of what our culture, even homeschool culture, teaches about doing things on our own. I can personally say that having our own academic counselor has helped us make educational decisions and ensure our children are on track. I think it's a great benefit, and I absolutely love having someone come alongside our family as we go through this homeschool journey. Number 8, CLE offers achievement testing to Academy families. Christian Light offers Academy families achievement testing, also known as standardized testing. The CAT 70, which is the 1970s version of the California Achievement Test, is included in your enrollment if you choose. Alternatively, they can provide the CAT 5 for a small fee. You or a proctor would administer these tests at home, and your child will have to be timed according to the directions. We haven't used their testing service because we test our children through an online standardized testing service, but the option is there. You are not required to use these tests, but they are offered and encouraged. Number 9, it's not expensive, and you can enroll anytime. When you enroll, you pay one enrollment fee for your first child, and then each additional child is a very small fee. You are not paying full price for each child, which sets CLE Academy apart from other programs. You can enroll at any time of the year, and you define the start and end date for your school year. Even though the program is mostly known for providing a high school diploma, there is no minimum grade level for enrollment. I currently have a first grader enrolled. To see the current fees, simply go on the CLE website and download the PDF of the enrollment form. Finally, number 10, you don't need this program, but your child may be thankful one day that you used it. Homeschooling is legal in all 50 states, and a parent-issued diploma legally holds the same weight as a school-issued diploma. You do not need a program like this for your homeschool, but some parents prefer to have an extra layer of accountability and credibility and want their records safe with a third party. For example, if your child uses the Academy through high school, they will never need to call mom and dad when they need a copy of their diploma or transcripts for a college application or job. If you pass away, or if records get lost in a move, it will be a non-issue. They just contact CLE. This not only protects the records themselves, but also protects the privacy of your adult child, who may not want to tell mom and dad every time they're thinking of changing their job or furthering their education. It's also worth considering that just because a parent-issued diploma is legal throughout the U.S., doesn't mean the rest of the world sees it that way. If your child wants to work or study abroad, it may make things easier for them to have official records from a third party. They'll be less likely to have hoops to jump through to prove their education. There are also some other small perks to being an Academy family, like getting 10% off non-curriculum books from the CLE website, getting a newsletter and a Homeschooler's Friend magazine subscription, and maybe even getting to field test a new curriculum before it's released. But the greatest benefit is having the peace of mind of knowing that our kids are on track and that we have credible records of their education if the need arises. If you have any additional questions, it's best to reach out directly to CLE. I'd also be happy to answer any questions. I pray God's blessings over your families. Have a wonderful day.